Showcase with Tonya Michelle. Ooh, 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 yeah, la, la, yeah, la, la, yeah. Come on.
Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Artist Showcase. I'm your host, Tonya Michelle. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're a little late starting, but that's okay. That's okay. First show glitch is what my producer calls it. That's okay. Um, Gosh, it is a cold, cold day today. And I know everyone is getting off work and settled in and relaxing, but I want you to sit back, relax, go ahead and grab your favorite wine or your favorite cocktail, and come join us. Sit with me at the Artist Showcase. Tonight, I have a wonderful guest, beautiful guest. She is a singer, songwriter by the name of Nikki all the way from Ypsilanti. She came to visit with us. And we're going to talk about her music, what she has out, any upcoming shows. And she also is a part of an organization that she started, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Welcome, Nikki Gio. How are you?
Hello, Tanya Michelle. I'm doing well, and I'm so thankful, so grateful to be here.
Good, 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 good. You have been in this industry for so long. I've watched you perform many places, colas, just to name one or a couple. But let all the listeners and all the viewers know, who is Nikki Gio?
Okay, well, Nikki Gio is someone, I love music, and I believe that music is just the universal language. So that's why I love it, because I love people,
Right.
and music is something that everybody can relate to. So I love music, and I also love people, and I love community building. So that's me in a nutshell.
Okay. Since you're on that subject of community building, tell us a little bit about your organization that you're with.
Yes, the organization that I founded is called the Worthy Brown Girl Network.
Okay.
And I'm very passionate about this organization because basically it is an organization that empowers women and teens who are survivors of childhood trauma. And
wow.
the mission is to give these women a safe space to talk about various things, and trauma can come in all forms.
Oh, yeah.
And also take the stigma off mental health and therapy in our community, because it's getting a little bit better,
Yeah.
but it was, it's just kind of in our community, like, you don't go to therapy, we don't go to therapy, we don't.
Right.
And so just trying to break that stigma, and also give the women resources and how to deal with and overcome the trauma. And also there'll be some fun things you want to do as well.
Of
So
course.
it's just an organization for women, to empower women, because when women gather, magic happens.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And, I've watched you grow this organization, and you've been really passionate about it for many years. And I'm glad that I'm just really glad that you got the time to go ahead and get that together, because, we do need to empower each other.
Yes.
And we need that. We need someone like you, to guide us, and, all kinds of wonderful things. I love that. Your music. How did you get started in music? Is this something that you've always wanted to do? What made you want to get into this industry?
Well, music, I pretty much grew up listening to music. My father is a singer. A lot of people in my family always would sing. Grew up in the church, of course, like most of us. So music was always around, and I always loved music. And I was in choirs and everything growing up, but I really didn't have the confidence to do any lead singing.
Okay.
I was in choirs, and then I went to college. I was in the gospel choir and did a lot of stuff in the background. And even when I graduated from college and worked with other artists, it was all background sessions and everything like that. So music was always there, but I didn't have the confidence to think that I can do it.
Oh,
And
okay.
and it takes one person to believe in you, because out of everything that I was doing musically, one of my producers of all the music that I've done, Conru Carpenter, he basically was like, Nikki, when are you going to sing yourself?
Right.
And he didn't realize I had been writing, but I would just write songs and just kind of put them away because I didn't have the confidence.
Right.
So he believed in me, and then I released my first single, Music in Our DNA. I wrote and he produced that for me.
Okay.
So music was always there, but it's just having the confidence to actually do it.
Okay. All right. And we're gonna listen to music in our DNA.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to that in just a few minutes. I'm sitting here trying to find your music and load it. So many technical difficulties, right? But that's okay. We're gonna push it. We're gonna push on through, right? We're gonna push on through. Name an artist, or name a couple of artists that's out here now, or they can be from the past. Who you admire the most?
Oh my goodness. It is always hard because when you love music like I do, I love Layla Hathaway and India Irie. Those are just the first two to come to mind. I really love and admire them. I love the lower tones, even though they both have range. I tend to gravitate towards the singers with the lower tones because I have a lower tone. But I love them as artists. They're writers. They're amazing when you see them perform. Layla Hathaway is a complete beast. And I really love them. I love Jill Scott, Anita Baker. Like, the list goes on. I have so many. The late Phyllis Hyman was amazing.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of artists that I really like. I even like Beyonce. I like, it can go from one genre to the next. I have a wide variety of music that I like. I'm not just stuck in R&B zone or neo soul zone.
Right.
I like Cyndi Lauper and Madonna. So I like it all. So Adele,
Oh yeah, she's
Adele
she's
is
definitely like.
And
yeah.
Brandy, oh my goodness, I gotta.
Brandy's good too.
Brandy is amazing.
Yeah, she is.
Her whole catalog. So I love me some Brandy.
She is something else. Love her.
Oh my
gotta
goodness.
love her, right?
Yes, gotta love her. Yes.
I am pulling up your music now. Oh wow. I've done more than a couple of interviews with you.
I know. I'm
Gosh.
So excited. I'm so
And now you're here
excited.
with me on WJZZ. Love it.
Right.
And again, I want to all the listeners and people are watching, you are watching WJZZ Cool TV live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Please click like, follow, and share. Please comment. And definitely subscribe, okay? So thank you again for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. You better know it.
That's right.
You better know it. So Nikki, I'm going to play the song we had just mentioned, and I love this song. One of the many songs on your CD. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. Oh, we gotta play Bleed too. Let's see. Come on now.
And yeah, with music in our DNA, my sister's a singer as well. I was on my way to Lansing to be, studio session work to do that with her background. And I wrote that song, my first single, Music in Our DNA, on the way to help my sister.
Oh wow!
And it's my first single, so it always holds a special place in my heart because music is in our DNA.
That's right. That's right. Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Music in our DNA.
a song, and life is the key. Every heart has a beat and loves a sweet melody. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, street sweeper or a superstar. When the music is on, ya don't matter the genre. Oh, yeah. In our DNA. You see, it all starts in the womb when the music fills the room. The little baby starts to move.
Yes. Oh, I didn't mean to cut it off like that. Laptops. Yes. yes. I have to have my mouse, and I don't have my mouse. I don't have my mouse today. Love the song, of course. Like I said, love the song. What is your creative process when you're writing your songs or your music? What is your creative process?
The way it always starts with me, I always start with the chorus first. It's funny, like whenever I'm writing, whenever something comes to mind, it's always the chorus first. And then from there, because I always do my own background and all that, I do the chorus, I have the notes, and put that together. And then I do my verses.
Okay.
And that's my process. I'm not a musician, so I have Conru. I have wonderful musicians that, like, I'll sing the song just the way that it came to me, and then they put music to it. And then I go in the studio and do my background and do my lead. So I'm blessed to have some wonderful people that I've worked with musically, because I can't do that part. I know the notes, I can write and do the harmonies, but I can't play. So I always start with the chorus, and then from there I just start with the verses.
Okay.
Yeah.
The writing part of it, though, would you say it'll be the words are coming from something somewhere personal, or maybe you've heard or someone told you something, maybe their story? Would those words come from somewhere like that?
Absolutely. I always say that I write more of like life music, like something that I've experienced. My music that I've written is all personal.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some writers out there that write for other artists and all that. I admire that, and I guess if I knew the artist, I probably could do that. I've done some writing for other people, but for the most part, everything that I write is personal, something that I've gone through, and I feel like it resonates better if it's personal.
Right.
I feel like, you can deliver it better because you've lived it.
Right.
So every song that I've written thus far is definitely based on what I've experienced myself.
And the thing about me is when I listen to not just the melody, I always listen to the words too. Because sometimes they have deep meaning to it, if you can relate to it, and that's just me. I like to listen to the words itself. Gosh, we talk about the people who inspire you. We've talked about your music, your creative process. Gosh, where do you get the energy? I've seen you at Cola Lounge, the last couple of years or so. Where do you find that energy, to be on stage? I mean, this has got to be.
I'm no longer at Cola, but I'm so grateful of the opportunity that I had to perform there. And I tell you, I wonder sometimes, and I think because I would work a full week and get off work, commute, and go there and be on stage for sometimes 3 and 4 hours.
Yeah.
And and I when I think about it now, I just know that when you're doing something that you love, you just kind of tap into another source.
Right.
There's just somewhere else. Because if it was another 4 hours of doing some type of paperwork or something like that, I would completely lose interest and conk out. But since when you're doing something that you love, you get the energy to do it. And and I had Mello and my the band leader, Lyndon. They helped with bringing that energy, and then just the Cola family. And not only did I perform at Cola, but we performed as a band
Mm-hmm.
at private events.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that would be, for several hours on stage. But I think the energy comes with the passion and the love of doing it.
Yeah.
And loving to sing to the people because I
Mhm.
love people.
Mhm.
And the energy that they give you, you give it back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And to be in this industry, you have to love what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you didn't love what you do, you wouldn't be able to feel that passion through your song. You wouldn't be able to
Absolutely.
hear the strong words, in the music.
Mhm.
Would you agree?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you have to love it. And then the thing is, and every performance is not always going to be your best. Sometimes you'll perform and get the applause from people. Sometimes it's kind of quiet and you try
Yeah.
to. So it builds up your confidence
Mhm.
when you sing, no matter what the reaction is. If you do your best,
Yeah.
you have to be okay with that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you have to build a tough
That's for
skin.
sure.
Because sometimes it's going to be received, sometimes not. But when you are true to your art, that's fine. I've had times when I performed well. I had times when I didn't feel like I did well, but I did not let that stop me from just getting back out there. Because that's
Alright.
the worst part. You have to. It's almost like falling off a horse. They said if you fall off and you don't get back on, you'll never get back
You'll
on.
never get right.
So I've had some moments,
Mhm.
and during that time where I'm like, oh, wasn't really good with my performance, but I never stopped. I just kept going, and I think that's just a metaphor for life.
Yeah.
You have to just not stop.
Yeah,
You got to
you
just
gotta
get
keep
back up
going.
there. Absolutely, no
Mhm.
matter what.
You got to keep going. You got to keep
Mhm.
going.
Yeah.
We are going to play another song off of your CD. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to play Bleed.
Mhm.
And you and I have talked about this on a couple of my other shows, and there's a meaning, behind it.
Mhm.
So we're going to talk about that after we play the song. Name this. What's the name of the CD that this song is on?
It's just a single. It's just I don't have the complete CD
Complete
at this
CD, yeah.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it can be found on all social media platforms. Just under Bleed by Nikki Gio.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be Bleed. We're going to listen to right now by Nikki Gio.
Bleed, bleed, bleed. We all bleed, bleed, bleed. And you don't hear what has hurt you. Bleed on those that didn't cut you. You don't hear what has hurt you. You will bleed. And you don't hear what has hurt you. Bleed on those that didn't cut you. You don't hear what has hurt you. You will bleed. Young girl, innocence taken. Told no one about the pain. Lost in wonderland. Hid the crimson stain. Under layers of deception, she would hide. All alone, she was living a lie. And the bleeding began. And you don't hear what has hurt you. Bleed on those that didn't hurt you. You don't hear what has hurt you. You will bleed. And you don't hear what has hurt you. Bleed on those that didn't hurt you. Behind you don't hear what has hurt you. You will bleed. Fast forward what this way of living no longer served her. She rejected love. She didn't think that she was worthy of. How could she when she didn't love herself?
Love it, love it, love it. Tell us a little bit about that song. There's a meaning behind that.
Mhm.
There's a story behind it.
Mhm.
You don't have to go as deep
Yeah, I
into it
understand.
as you want to,
I understand.
but
Yes.
yeah, just give us a little bit.
Yes, I wrote the song "Bleed" actually during the pandemic.
Okay.
Is when I wrote the song, but I came across a quote, and it is unknown. I don't know who wrote the quote. It's unknown, but I read the quote, and it really inspired me to write this song because the quote said, "If you don't heal what has hurt you, you'll bleed on those who didn't cut you." So, meaning that hurt people, and if you don't do that healing, you're going to hurt people. And not only are you going to hurt people, you're going to bleed on yourself.
Right.
And so, I am a survivor of childhood trauma, and never got any help about what I experienced, and it carried into adulthood. And I always say that untreated trauma is a powder keg,
Right.
and eventually it will explode. You don't know what time in your life is going to. Sometimes the adolescents have issues. Sometimes the teenagers are promiscuous and do whatever, but it also can explode in your full grown adulthood because it's not treated. And so I wrote that song just to really help me in my process of healing. I really felt like it needed to be put out there. And it also inspired me to go forward with the Worthy Brown Girl Network. That it is time for us to take the stigma off getting therapy. It's time for us to stop just hiding things in our families and putting stuff under the rug. It needs to be talked about and discussed so that we can get some help. And I believe that. And once that healing takes place, you don't bleed on others and you don't bleed on yourself. But it is a process. I'm not there. It is a journey. But, we can walk the journey together. That's why I love the organization. We're all in different phases of healing. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but we just take it day by day. And so that's why I love music so much. Music is the universal language where somebody can hear that song, and I've gotten messages from strangers when I first released it that, wow, I can relate to that. Thank you for writing that. I went through this, I went through that. And so you never know who you can touch. And sometimes they may not want to hear you do a presentation by speaking, but they would listen to the music.
Right.
And so I'm proud of Bleed. It was cathartic for me. But it also, I hope, can just spark conversation and, help other women that have gone through some other things.
For sure. For those who are just tuning in to us, you are watching WJZZ Cool TV, streaming now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Please be sure that you click the like, follow, share, please comment, and subscribe. And again, thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest jazz station in the world, right? I want to give a shout out to some sponsors out there. Dre Sean Fashion. Hey, Dre Sanford. Please, you need to go to his store. He has a wonderful, wonderful boutique right here in Detroit off the boulevard. Check out his website. Go to his Facebook page, Dre Sean Fashion. You definitely want to check out his the merchandise in the store. So, Nikki, we're going to play one more song in just a few minutes. Soulful Melody. Yep. That's another good one on your, another good single too that I really like. Gosh, what has this journey been like for you so far?
Well, when it comes to music, it's been great. I'm grateful for, we were called, and I went to Wilberforce University, HBCU, and in Ohio, and I was a part of the New Voices in Praise Gospel Choir by the wonderful DeMont Jefferson. We called him DJ. He was the leader. He played, he taught notes, he did all that, and I learned so much from him. And from there, I did background for a lot of artists and did studio session work. And I was a choir director for about almost 10 years. And I taught the choir. I did local, district, and state, like all these people that I taught. So all of that helped me to be where I am now. All of that background work, all of that teaching notes and everything. So when it was time for me to do my music, I was able to do it with no background singers. I could just do it myself.
Right.
So the journey has been good. I mean, I've learned a lot, and I really appreciate the journey. I appreciate the fact that I was able to have a residency and perform every Friday and be with a wonderful band. And I've been a part of other bands. I just appreciate the whole journey. I love music, and every experience that I've had has always led me to the other. And I love the fact that music just helps you reach people. It makes people feel good. It's a wonderful thing. And I'm not necessarily the artist that wants to go out on a world tour.
Yeah.
I pretty much do it out of the love. You know, I'm much more interested in community building at this point. And that's one thing. What I've learned in the journey is that that may not be something that I want to pursue full of time and go on this big world tour. I would love to let my organization be the big thing.
Oh yeah.
But music is always going to be there. I have some gigs coming up. Like I do freelance now.
Okay.
So there's a new venue opening up, and I got a call to do a song for that, and then I'm going to be singing with a band for one of the artists that I know that plays saxophone. Called me, see if I was available. So
Okay.
I can just do freelance when I want to do it.
Okay.
So I can still keep my foot in the water, so to speak.
Exactly.
And then I can go complete 100% with my organization, because I have speaking engagements coming up for
Awesome.
Worthy Brown Girl Network to speak to
Awesome.
women and tell my story.
Awesome.
So it's been a really good journey. I'm very blessed. So many people don't have the opportunity to do what I've done. A lot of singers out there, a whole bunch of singers.
Oh, yeah.
But to have the opportunity to work with amazing artists and to do what I've done, I consider it a blessing. And when I think about it, I have songs out there that are accessible to anybody. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
They may not be like the best sellers, but they're out there. So just to know that I had a goal and I was able to do it.
Right.
And sometimes we don't give ourselves credit. Sometimes you got to just sit back and say, what have I accomplished?
Right.
I've got some whole singles out there that anybody can access.
Right.
So I think that's a great accomplishment.
That's right.
And I'm
That's
grateful
right.
for that.
That's
And I'm grateful
right.
for you for always thinking of me and all the local artists for what you do. Is an amazing thing, because
Oh,
some of
you're
us
welcome.
don't get, the accolades, or people don't notice and people
Yeah.
don't see. And so what you're doing with both your media outlets, I think is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you for having me, and for the many artists to come. I think it's amazing that you showcase local talent.
Yeah. And that's the goal for both shows, the Artist Showcase and the Entertainment Lounge. If you guys follow me on the Entertainment Lounge on Wednesday nights, that's the goal, is to reach out to the independent artists, and not just here in Detroit, but everywhere internationally too. To get their music out there too. Not that I will interview the well-known, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the passion and the goal is to get the independent artists out there. So, and it has been a journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, by you being an independent artist, there's others that are out here who wants to get into this industry. A lot of people look at it as, it's a quick money maker. I'm just going to make these songs, get these hits, do this rap, and I'm going to make millions. It doesn't work like that. It's really not all about making music and performing. You have to know the business side of that. And you and I have talked about that too. We talked about the journey, but for the independent artist who wants to get into this business, what are the pros and cons of getting into the business? So what have you experienced, I should say, if you want to share that?
Sure. I've had decent experiences, but I do know that you have to make sure that your publishing and your copyright and all that is in order. And it is a lot. When you're an artist, it's like you really just want to focus on the singing and you doing what you do as an artist. But it is very important to get assistance. There are people out there that can help when it comes to making sure your music is copywritten, making sure you have your publishing. So I think that's very important. When I went in, I was very green. I had no idea. I just wanted to just go sing, and I didn't know what would happen with it. I just wanted to sing and get something out there.
Right.
But if you're really serious about it, it takes a lot of work. It is not a fly-by-night, overnight thing.
That's right.
It is basically you have to do your best in the studio, but promotion and getting people to know what you've done, it falls on you.
Oh, yeah.
And
For sure.
you know, sometimes as an artist and you're excited and you get your music done, you know, you start to take it personally that everybody's not sharing everything, everybody's not liking anything, and you take it personally like, well, why aren't they? And ultimately, nobody's going to have the vision like you.
Exactly.
Nobody is going to have that passion about it more than you.
Right.
So, you know, we can't expect others to do more than what we're going to do.
Exactly.
So it's nice to get that support, but you know, over the years, because I've never been one to go online and bash or people don't come to this and don't come to that. I was at Cola for a long time, and some people never came to see me. I still love them. I would never go on social media and say, people don't come. I don't do that. And I believe that we have to, when you are an artist and you're independent, it takes a lot of hard work. You have to take the expectations off what you think people should do.
Exactly.
It will be a distraction. It's not pretty when you go online doing that, because it's kind of, it'll put people off a little bit, like, whoa. Because I've seen some artists, and I know it comes just out of frustration, and maybe you feel like everybody that you know is supposed to be on their corner trying to peddle your stuff. It's just not going to happen that way.
Right.
So when you want to do it as a new artist, I would just tell anybody, be ready to do the work. The work as far as sharing it, social media, doing everything you can to get it out there, because it's just you. You know, back in the day, you can just try to get signed. You don't even hear a lot of artists getting signed anymore. A lot of people are all doing independent work. And it takes a lot of work. You have to really want it. If you really want to be that artist that's going to be well known, you have to push like never before. And take the expectations off, because you're going to break your own heart.
Exactly.
You break your own heart when you expect people that you know, and even family, to push it as hard as you would want to push it, or as hard as you think they should.
Exactly.
So that's my thing. Like, but get help if you don't know exactly about the publishing side, and you know, get some help and ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Be sure that you make comments on my page. You can go to Tonya Michelle or go to WJZZ Cool TV. We'd love to see your comments. Do you have any questions for Nikki Gio? I'm going to check and see if we have any questions or anything that come up. Not yet. So make sure that you go to WJZZ Cool TV on Facebook. Please comment. We'd love to hear from you. Soulful Melody.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play this one next.
Okay.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Bet you by golly, wow. Don't stop the music. Can you tell me what's going on? Ain't nothing like the real thing, yeah. You're my angel, and I can see a halo. You love me in a special way, and ooh, I like it. Let's make it last forever. Whatever. I'm saving all my love for you, as we celebrate good times. Forever, for always, for love. I'll always love you. Melody, harmony, symphony. You are the air I breathe. It's like a dream. Melody speaks for me. Send you forget me not. You make my love come down. Don't you know that? Don't you know that I wanna be down with you?
Love it. Soulful Melody. Now, what inspired you to do that song?
Oh, Soulful Melody is just me paying homage. You can hear a lot of songs that you know in that song. I did that on purpose because, you know, like I was saying about music, how it's the universal language and it makes the world go round. I couldn't imagine not having music. So that was just my tribute to all the songwriters and to just music itself. So I used a lot of artists that I like, a lot of lyrics, and just kind of put it together and came up with Soulful Melody. And that music is done by the wonderful Keys.
Okay.
He's amazing, and yeah, I had a really good time and a lot of fun recording that one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Gosh. Let's see. What would you say? Let's see. How can I put this? You're having a bad day, right? And you gotta perform. You gotta go on stage. You gotta perform. You gotta do your best with your audience. How do you handle that? Separating your personal life or what you're going through, and then going on stage.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a really good question. The good thing with me is that my temperament and my personality, even outside of the stage, is I never bring into a room negativity based on what I'm going through personally. I think I get that from my mother. I just have that ability not to misdirect whatever is going on to other people. So that's just my natural. And I actually wrote a song called In the Room because I believe that you're responsible, like Oprah Winfrey says, you're responsible for the energy that you bring into the room.
Right.
You're responsible for that. And so that's my natural way. But when it comes, because I've gone through some really rough times, as we all do, and I've had to perform. And I make it a point to, when I go up there, it's nobody's fault what I'm going through.
Right.
They're not responsible for it. And a lot of times music helps to lift me out of that space.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm able to go and I see the people, and it's just like when that light turns on and it's showtime, you just go. And I usually feel better when I'm done than when I did when I started.
Right.
So I'm just able to just, shift it a little bit. Whatever I'm going through, shake it off and, adjust to the right or to the left and do what I have to do. But, and it's like a lot of us in life, if we carried around our burdens and took it out on people, we wouldn't really have anybody that would want to be around us.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I do live by that. We are responsible for the energy that we bring into the room. And I'm a professional. Yeah. So, when I go and it's time for me to sing, that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
And I'm able to just turn that part off and just do what I got to do. And then when you love it and you get into it, you're into a different zone.
Yeah.
And you're not thinking about the other stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, okay. Good advice. Good advice. Gosh. You're watching WJZZ Cool TV. That's streaming now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Please like, share, and comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to WJZZ Cool TV. I want to thank you for tuning in to WJZZ Cool TV. We are the coolest jazz station in the world. Not just the city of Detroit.
Right.
but through the entire world, right? Is there anything that you want to say to your fans out there? Like I said, you've been in this business for a while. You've got thousands of fans. What do you want to say to your fans out there?
Well, I would just like to thank everybody that's ever supported anything that I've done. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to all this. I didn't start doing my own music until, my late 40s, mid to late 40s. So I would like to thank everybody, my family, my friends, I hate to say fans, my supporters. I like to say supporters.
Yeah.
I appreciate all of the supporters because every like, every share, you did download it, any of my music. I really appreciate that because you do it and you do want people to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't just want to just sing to myself. So I appreciate everybody that's always supported. If you did come out to Cola or to any performances, it means so much to me. I would always get so excited. I would get off stage and go give hugs because I never take it for granted because people don't have to support you. And I really appreciate that. And I just want to, to let everybody know, no matter what it is, like even with me, with my organization, and, I'm 50 now and I'm starting to run this, it's never too late to do what you really want to do.
Yeah.
So maybe yours is not singing or community building with a nonprofit, but whatever that thing is that you've always wanted to do, I just encourage you, don't run from your calling. Don't run from your purpose out of fear.
Yeah.
Do it anyway.
Right.
Do it with what you have. Start with what you have and where you are. Because trust me, it all falls into alignment. You know,
Right.
I was worried about the organization. What am I going to do? And who's going to come? And what am I going to... And things are starting to fall into place because you just have to step out there.
Yeah.
And even with the music, I didn't know what I would do. I didn't know how, I didn't have the money to do all this, but it all came together. People, you will be surprised when you just step out and get out of fear. Who will come and help you? They would just start coming out the woodwork.
Step out of faith, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
strangers.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times you get more support from people that you barely know.
Exactly.
So just,
Exactly.
if anything, you look at me and say, you're like, wow, okay, she's, a little more seasoned and she's just doing this. It's never too late. And just step out of fear and go for it because you can do it. I'm no different than anybody else.
Yeah.
You can do it. Put one foot in front of the other. A marathon, it just takes 1 foot in front of the other to get to the end.
That's
Some
right.
may get there quicker. Some may walk, some may run, some may sprint, but everybody's going to get to the finish line, but you just got to start.
Right.
So that's my biggest encouragement to anybody out there. Thank you for your support and never underestimate what you have inside of you. You can do it. Whatever that thing is, you can do it.
That's right. Stay encouraged, too.
Yes.
And just to keep going, like you're saying, just to keep going.
Keep going.
Definitely not listen to what other people think
Oh,
or
my
say
goodness.
or, oh my...
Everybody's always have an
haters.
opinion.
Your
Yeah.
friends, especially, especially when you're, you got a couple of CDs underneath your belt. Then your friends who thought you were your friends, they're no longer your friends, or they disappear all of a sudden.
Absolutely.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. Everybody's not gonna go with you.
Right.
You gotta let them fall. Appreciate the season that you had them,
Yeah.
and you can't control the rest of that. But be okay with losing people. It's okay.
And it's gonna be some pressure too.
It is.
Yeah. It's an industry that it's a lot of pressure, and that's for
It
sure.
is.
That's for sure.
But just let no one dim your light.
Yeah.
Your
right?
light has to shine. Let no one dim it. And social media can be brutal and cruel.
Yeah.
I've had to remove and block and some stuff that's been said. I'm not, it's happened to me too. It happens. But you have to just know who you are and stay focused.
Yeah.
And don't let, the opinion of somebody that doesn't even know you dim your light.
That's the truth. That's
Yeah.
the truth. Gosh. Where did the time go?
I know.
Where did the time go? And we were a little late too. And I want to publicly apologize. Yeah, we were supposed to be on at 6 o'clock this evening. So yeah, that's okay. So be sure next week and going forward, the Artist Showcase will be on at 7 o'clock p.m., not 6 o'clock, 7 p.m. Going forward every Friday on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest jazz station, the coolest TV
Yes.
jazz station in the world. Yes. Nikki, I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Gosh, thank you so much for coming. You traveled a long way.
Okay.
And I appreciate you so much for coming out and talking with me and everyone. Anyone out there who wants to come on my show, the Artist Showcase, if you're the independent artist, even if you're a well-seasoned artist, please contact WJZZ Cool TV and send your music to me. Let me hear it so we can get you on the show. I would love to have you. You don't have to live in Detroit or in the Michigan area. All over. So yeah, please do. I would love to hear from you. Gosh. Be sure, again, to tune in to my show. Again, WJZZ Cool TV at 7 p.m. every Friday, not 6, but 7 p.m., 7 to 8. Again, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter and other social media platforms. Again, thank you, Nikki Gio.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. You've
Thank
got
you
to
for
come
having
on the show again.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for
Okay.
having me. I appreciate it so
Okay.
much. And people can find me on, I'm on Instagram. I'm on at Nikki Gio Music. That's Nikkigio Music. I'm also on there for my organization, the Worthy Brown Girl Network. That's at Worthy Brown Girl Network. That's on Instagram and Facebook. And I hope you reach out, follow me. That would be great.
All right. All right. Thank you again, Nikki. Please come again.
Thank you.
All right?
Absolutely.
All
Thank you.
right.
Keep doing what you're doing, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all next Friday night.